नमस्कार दोस्तों, मैं आप सभी का अपने चैनल टेक इन टारगेट पर स्वागत करता हूं। दोस्तों, आज की वीडियो में हमारे साथ है खुशहाल, जो कि प्लेस हो चुके हैं एसेंचर में। और पहले बता दूं दोस्तों, ही इज फ्रॉम 2022 बैच। तो दोस्तों, आज की वीडियो में ये हर एक राउंड के बारे में इन डिटेल बताने वाले हैं। साथ ही साथ दोस्तों, ये वीडियो में फोकस करने वाले हैं इंटरव्यू से रिलेटेड कि कैसे आपको उसकी प्रिपरेशन करनी चाहिए और किन किन चीजों का दोस्तों आपको ध्यान देना चाहिए। दोस्तों, वीडियो को आगे बढ़ने से पहले सबसे पहले एक छोटी सी रिक्वेस्ट है, नीचे कमेंट सेक्शन में यार इनको कांग्रेचुलेशन जरूर विश कर दीजिएगा। और अब आगे बढ़ते हैं इनके इंट्रोडक्शन के साथ।
First of all, thank you for inviting me, sir. And I am Kushal Mehrotra for all of you guys watching this video. I am currently placed in an advanced ASC role in Accenture. And moreover, I was placed in Wipro and I was among the Ninja toppers and I was qualified to give the TCS digital test, but I didn't appear for that. That is a separate story. And yeah, I'm from a tier 2 college and I'm currently in my final year of engineering. I'm already placed in Accenture, as you know. And regarding Accenture, if we are here to talk about Accenture and the preparation for it, Accenture generally consists of 3 rounds. For me, it was of 3 rounds. First round is cognitive and technical MCQ round. It is 90 questions for 90 minutes. And then if you are qualified for that round, in the same exam, you are being given 2 coding questions. The coding questions will be of like easy to medium level. It will not be very tough, but it will not be like a piece of cake. And moreover, people say like the coding round is not an elimination round, but I feel you should really prepare for it because it is going to make a difference in the packages, like the ASC role and the advanced ASC role. And moreover, it will boost up your confidence. And I feel 90 minutes and 90 questions for Accenture is completely fine, but you have to really prepare for it from the start. Go practice yourself. Don't just take it is easy, the questions are easy, they are going to be like we'll manage. Nothing is going to be managed easily. You have to make your time management proper when you have to do 90 questions in 90 minutes. And moving on to coding round, I've already told you like there were 2 questions. One was relatively easy. It was completely based out of for loops and arrays. But the second one, I had to use hash maps for that. I code in Java, so I had to use hash maps for that because it was tough when I was going with the direct approach. So I was finding, okay, let's do it with hash maps. So if you can raise your level of preparation to hash maps and like bit manipulation and stuff, so it will be easy for you to appear in the coding round. Then after the coding round, then here comes the tricky part, the communication assessment.
कुशाल, कम्युनिकेशन से बढ़ने से पहले सबसे पहले बताइए कॉग्निटिव एंड टेक्निकल की प्रिपरेशन कहाँ से करनी चाहिए, लाइक फ्रॉम वेयर शुड बी लाइक प्रिपेयर फॉर दीस राउंड्स?
Okay, for cognitive, there is one very good website, and for aptitude, everyone I think knows IndiaBix, and I also prepared from IndiaBix. So IndiaBix is a very good website if you are considering. And other than that, go for previous year questions. Like that really helps you in the kind of questions the company is going to ask you. There are a lot of resources that you are going to find. Resources, there are a lot, but the useful resources and how you are using it is the key, I feel. So there are a lot of resources. One is IndiaBix, you can surely check it out. And then there is the whole internet open for you. They can visit your channel and understand like what are the interview experience. Students have also told in their experiences what are the kind of questions. There are very general questions because it is 1 minute for one question. There is no doubt they are going to be easy questions. And then I am from EC, I am not from CSE. They also ask for technical questions. So guys, you have to prepare for it because it is not from our core subject. It gives benefits to the computer science and the IT students, but for the students from different branch, study a bit of DBMS, SQL, operating systems, web development basics, which includes HTML, CSS. It is going to help you in other companies as well. So do prepare for it. Theoretically, don't go in very depth, but yeah, do prepare for it and see like what are the MCQs that can be asked from it.
Yeah, that's great. So, shall moving ahead. So, आपका जब programming round हुआ था, where you will be asked 2 questions. So, how was the difficulty of that? Like, were you able to solve the 2 questions?
The questions on reading it sounded pretty easy. Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, it is easy. Like there is an array. We just have to do this. But when I got to do the coding questions, they were like, one was relatively easy. One was directly okay. I have to go to the alternative terms, add them, and then just give print out the answer. That was completely easy. One question was easy, but the second one I was confused a little bit. Okay, it can be done through the direct way, but then I have to use two loops or then maybe three loops. Then I have to break it, and then I have to declare a lot of variables. So maybe the time limit error will come. So there were a lot of things going on in my mind. The questions were like, if you are given free time, you are given a lot of time, you have no time limit, then you will be able to solve them easily. But the point is, you have to do that in 45 minutes. So the second questions was a bit tricky, and my seniors have told me you have to do two coding questions to get the advanced AC role. So make sure you do both the questions. So I was in very much of pressure, I have to do this. But there was one good thing on my side. I have studied some of the higher data structures also, like I do coding in Java. So I studied like the bit manipulation part and the heaps part and the hash maps and hash parts. So the question was easily done through hash maps. So that's what I was trying to tell you. कि थोड़े से advanced data structure भी पढ़ लेना. Like don't go to trees and graphs for Accenture. Obviously, if you are preparing for Accenture, you don't need to go for that. But hash maps and bit manipulation and heaps, they are relatively easy data structures. You can go through them in like 15-20 days. So if that is going to help you in your coding round, then go for it. Prepare for it. Just don't go without preparation. Prepare for it.
Yeah. So Kushal, moving forward, coding round, the next round is communication round. So what are your reviews about communication round?
Communication round, I feel it is like I appeared in Wipro, I appeared in TCS, and then I also appeared for a company named Impetus Interview. There was no company which was asking for like the communication round. So it was very new to me what is communication round. So when I got to know, I researched on YouTube what is communication round, and I researched about it more. And then there was a mock the communication round that they told ki do your system check and all that stuff. So when I got to know what is communication round, I found out that it is really important when you are working in a company at that scale. Accenture majorly deals with clients outside the country. So the communication mode will be majorly in English. So any owner of the company or any organization will want their employees to to be able to understand what is the problem, what is being stated, and how are they understanding the problem. So I feel communication is a really important aspect in any profession. So considering that, I really feel communication round is important, and you need to practice, go research for it, and then create a first of all proper environment, because sometimes you will face glitches there is a lot of noise, so there will be a lot of glitches. So make sure you make the environment proper, do the system check timely, and resolve all the issues so that you can give communication test with ease and without any problems. And do prepare for it, because it is really going to help you in your interviews as well. And I think Accenture states it is not an elimination round, but I really feel it it makes a really big impact on what packages do you get, like a 4.5 or a 6.5 ASC or an advanced ASC.
Yeah, that's great. So Kushal, bhai, communication bhi ho gaya, cognitive bhi ho gaya, coding bhi ho gaya. The last is interview round, right? So let's start with the interview. Like, how did you prepare for it? Like, what all you did for that interview stuff? So let's start the interview.
First of all, Accenture was one of my very first interviews. I am placed from campus. Accenture came to my college on campus. Accenture was the second company that came to my college. First one, I was not selected in that company. So Accenture was the very first interview experience. So like you guys, like you have now searched Accenture interview experiences on YouTube, and now you are watching this video. I was at the same place. What you are doing now, I was there and I was doing the same. And from there only I I got to know this channel, and then I watched a lot of interview experiences, and then I tried to connect with him on social media, Instagram. I messaged him ki what I need to prepare, what is like. I've learned about all the interviews. So he approached and like, are you willing to give a mock interview? So I was like, why not? Because who doesn't want a mock interview before a proper interview? So he hopped me on, and like we had a mock interview. It was very nice, and he told me the Accenture base will be the project and HR. There will be like very less technical questions, or like no technical questions, only based out of your project, nothing very technical. He told me that, and then he prepared me for the questions like, are you willing to relocate and stuff. So he gave me a good boost to get me started for the interview. But yeah, Accenture interview is completely your personality based. You have to stay confident in what you are saying, and there will be a lot of time you will get relatively new questions. Like I was also prepared for the questions, where do you see yourself in 5 years, what is your short term goal, long term goal, are you willing to relocate, give me your introduction. I have prepared all of that. But sometimes they add on to the questions, and they ask the questions in a trickier format that you have not prepared for. So that's where the presence of your mind comes in, and you have to think, okay, I've been given this situation, and then think and properly answer. Don't be in a hurry, you have to answer this, I'll say anything. Don't say anything that comes to your mind. Think about it, and yeah, this is the right situation, I will do that. And obviously, in a bit of favor of companies, if someone is asking you, are you willing to relocate, don't say this ki yes, but because I'm looking for a job, that's why I have to relocate. Be it like, yes, there is no problem for me to relocate, because I have to work in an environment and I have to get started in this job, and then if I am getting a chance to work in an organization like yours, I'll be happy to relocate. So make the HR also feel ki okay, the person has the presence of mind, because originality he also knows, you also knows ki
Exactly.
what the reality. He definitely knows the reality, what is the reality, but he is looking for candidates who can present themselves in a better way.
या सो कुशाल, आपसे मतलब एचआर क्वेश्चन से पूछेंगे, कुछ टेक्निकल पार्ट, कुछ प्रोजेक्ट पार्ट, कुछ भी पूछा होगा तो अपने क्वेश्चंस बताइए, लाइक व्हाट एग्जैक्टली वर द क्वेश्चंस दैट वर आस्क्ड टू यू.
Okay, so the very first question was, firstly he introduced himself ki like, I'm this, I'm in Accenture from the 15-20 years, and I'm under this domain, I've been training students under this domain. Okay, that's all. And then he told me like, give me your introduction. So I have watched your introduction video, I've also prepared with the mock interview of yours. So introduction was completely based out of your video ki I am Kushal Mehrotra, I'm currently in this year of college, and then from 12 I belong to this, like my college is here, then then what is my hometown, I've completed my studies till 12th from here only. And then it introduced like, what are your interests, like I mentioned like I have interest in Java and Oops, and then I mentioned ki I recently started doing data science with Python, and I also made a project in it. So I linked it with data science and Python, and then I told them my project is this, and then I explained my project. What is my project? Like my project was a car price prediction app based out of ML algorithms, and I hosted it on Streamlit. So I told them that. So the major technical questions were like, what is your project using? So I said ML algorithms. So then they asked me, what is machine learning? I explained them what is machine learning. Okay. Then they asked me like, how do you figure out your model is criteria is good? So okay, then I told them ki yeah, you can check it by accuracy. And then they asked me like, what is like the different kind of problems when you face in ML? So they are basically two kinds of problem. One is regression and one is classification. Mine one was regression. So the accuracy and like not accuracy, but the SSC scores, the R square, these were the scores which were important like in figuring out the model. Then he asked me like, for classification, what is the measure you use? And I said ki accuracy, precision, these ones are used for like the classification problems. So he was like, okay, that's great. Okay, so these were all the technical questions that I faced in the interview. There was not a single technical question after this, not a single technical question after this. Completely HR.
And HR questions were like simple. Relocation, where do you want to see yourself in the next 5 years?
Yeah, but there were a few tricky questions. As I stated, he asked me, are you willing to relocate? Everyone says yes, I also said yes. So he added a bit ki like, is your family okay with your relocation? So most of the people will be like, oh, this is, I'm not prepared for this. What is like, how I can introduce a family angle? So I took it like, yes, my family is comfortable. They also understand I have a career to make. I'm in my growing years of my career, so they have also been through this phase, and we have a mutual understanding that I have to look after my career as well. And they also strongly believe even after staying far, I can stay connected to them and take care of my responsibilities. So yeah, there is no problem. We have a mutual understanding, so I can relocate. So I tackled it that. There were a lot of questions regarding. There was a very question, like, I'm from a tier 2 college, so he asked me ki, okay, so you are not from a IIT and stuff. So मैंने कहा, yes, I'm not from IIT. So बोलते in 10th 12th, have you prepared for IIT? मैंने कहा, yes, I've prepared for IIT. So तो बोलते, then they stated कि, then if you are prepared for IIT, do you know what is the difference between IIT and your college? So I was like, yes, I know there is a bit of difference in my college, but I'm fortunate. One thing I want to state ki never ever let down your college in the front of interview, because if you are currently letting down your college in front of the interviewer, maybe there is a chance you are going to let down Accenture in front of other companies interview. So never let that happen. He's going to check that. He's going to check that. So he asked me like, there are a lot of difference in between IITs and your college. We are from Accenture, and I'm telling you, we are here hiring for 4.5 and 6.5, but when we go to IITs, we hire for a much higher packages. So I stated, yes, that there's no issues. Once I get into your company and I'll get a chance to grow there, I'll make sure I prove my worth and get to the packages where all other higher tier colleges students are. So he was like, okay, you tackled it very well. So that was one way. Never let down. Ki, I prepared for it, I didn't got it, and then this happened, then that happened. Don't do that. Don't make excuses. First of all, try to cook up a story. Cooking up a story is fine, but stating excuses is not fine in front of the interview.
Exactly.
So that was regarding the 10th, 12th scene. Ki, did you prepared for IT? And then there was one good question regarding my family. At that, he also in not Accenture interview, in in Wipro's interview, he kind of like body shamed me, and I was like triggered. What did he do in Wipro? He didn't properly body shame me. He was like, we are like, you seem you are going fat. Like the video call was on. He told me like, it seemed like all my interview was over. It was like one of the very last questions. He stated like, it seems you are growing fat, and I was like, okay. In my mind, I was like, yes sir, I was. Then I had to give some answer, because then I was like, yes, there in the preparation of this all the interviews and like companies and placement scene, I didn't get the time to work out. And so there is one thing that you stated, ki your strength and your weaknesses in your video only I've heard about it. So it was like one of my weaknesses, but you told like, portray your strength as your portray your weakness as your strength only,
Strength.
and then try to connect it. You told this in your like interview video once. So I remembered that. So when you told me, okay, so what are you trying to do for it? So I said ki, I am a this is one of my weaknesses, that I've gone a bit fat. But the point is, when I focus on one thing, I completely focus into it. And right now I was completely focused into the interview preparations and the placement preparations. That's why I didn't get the time. But I've tried to made up for it also. I've ordered a daily planner, and I'm planning my daily activities, like from morning to evening, so that I can separately take out time for the physical activities as well as complete my work regarding the placement scenarios. So he was like very much impressed. Yeah. So I tackled it both ways. I also portrayed my weakness as my strength, and I've also told what I'm trying to do to improve it.
That's great. It's
So
like,
that is one more thing.
मुझे लगता है आपने काफी अच्छे से अपना इंटरव्यू हैंडल किया कुशाल. सो कुशाल, रिजल्ट कितने टाइम बाद आया?
Result on campus actually takes quite a lot of time. So after the interview scene also happened, we were told after the communication round, we received the mail to book our slots for the interviews. Okay, and then we booked the slots for interviews. And the problem with the interviews, they have to interview students in mass numbers. So even if you get 5 minutes late or 5 minutes early, that can be a problem to you. Or if you didn't attend the join button at the time it ran. So for me, I was 2-3 minutes late from my time. My slot was of 12, so I had to, for the whole day I didn't had the interview. I kept sitting on my laptop for like evening 6, and then I was like, I don't have to give the interview. अब कुछ भी हो मेरे को देना ही नहीं है interview. I've been sitting here from past 6 hours and यहीं पे खा रहा हूँ, and then I'm not even leaving the laptop screen. And then at the end of the day, I received a mail कि your interview is scheduled 1 week after. So I had to wait for complete 1 week, because after the retest of the students that were in my college, they taken slots. So there were some students left to give the paper. I gave the interviews with them. So after 1 week, I had another interview. Then after 15, 20, or maybe 25 days, I received the result. You have been selected in advanced AAC. So
Congratulations.
and still I have not received from the past 6 months. They have been throwing tasks to us. Ki upload this document, upload that document, and I have uploaded all the documents. The tasks have been approved, but the point is we haven't still got our offer letter. We are still waiting for our offer letter.
Soon you will get, but congratulations, brother. You have been placed for advanced SE role. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay. So before ending this call, Kushal, so like any tips or anything that you want to like convey through to subscribers or the students who are preparing for Accenture?
The main thing that I want to convey is get yourself prepared. Don't go unprepared, because there will be times, if we are that there will be times you will be like cussing yourself. I've seen many students in my college who have not been placed in one company, two companies, three companies, and then they start getting frustrated. So try to bag an offer. If the Accenture is very first company coming to your college, try to grab it, and then look for off-campus big placements. Like currently I'm doing, I'm also learning data. I'm also looking for different placements. But when you have a backup, and such a good backup, you feel confident in yourself. Yes, you can do this. So don't go unprepared. Look out for previous year interview experiences. Look out for previous year question papers. Make sure your DSA is up to the mark when you are appearing for that company. To all the other students who are not from CSEIT, prepare for OOPS, TBMS, OS, because they are going to come in every alternative company, because you are going to face the questions for interview as well. Accenture, being a good company, is not asking too much of technical questions, but other companies have separate technical rounds, so they are really going to focus on technical stuff. So you have to study for it anyhow. So make sure you are already prepared. Don't be like, okay, there are still 10 days left, I'll do. We have been doing aptitude from the start. There is no problem. We will do the aptitude. Don't do like that. Practice yourself, be prepared, and then appear for the exam. You will feel very confident. This is what I feel.
Yeah, that's great. So thank you so much, Kushal, for sharing your whole interview experience and sharing your experience and with some important points as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you.